girl. I'm a nice guy. Liquor in my cup, I gotta really toughen up. Yeah, nurse strap.
Hello everyone. So in this video we'll be talking about Prusa slicer, how we can print custom prints or the things we want using AnyCubic Kobra 2 Neo. So let's start with this video. So to download files you can go to this printables website and here you can search any file you want. For example, I want to print a box, then I'll search a box. Here you can find different types of files. You can click on whatever you like, for example this one. Now you might see this download option, but this will download the files in a zip format. We don't want that. We want it to be downloaded in the STL format. So we'll go on this tab on files. We have to click on download. Once we click on downloads, file explorer will open. We have to click on save. Now let's open the AnyCubic Kobra. Let's open AnyCubic Kobra 2 Neo configuration in Prusa slicer. So to do that we have to click on Ctrl L and then we have to plug in our SD card into our PC using SD card reader. Now we can see our SD card here. We have to click on it and then we have to go on this folder files_English_Kobra 2 Neo. So here we'll see many folders. First two are of AnyCubic and Prusa slicer. These provide you files both for Mac and Windows to download these slicers. But right now we want to import configuration, so we have to go on suggested parameter profiles. Here we'll see AnyCubic Kobra 2 Neo V1. So we have to click on it and click on open. Now we can see that here the printer name is changed to AnyCubic Kobra 2 Neo PLA. Now once our configuration is done, we have to import our files which we want to print in our canvas. So to do that we have to open our file explorer and then this is the file which I downloaded. We have to drag and drop simply in the slicer. Now to export G code we have to click on slice now. So now you might see that this is showing warning detected print stability issues. So to prevent that, here is an option of supports which is set to none by default. We have to change it to supports on build plate only. There are 3 total options, but support on build plate only is most convenient. So once we have done that, we have to click on slice now. Sometimes we may not be able to see those supports, but now we can see that the warning has gone. So now we can simply export the G code. So to do that we can click on this button to export it on our SD card or this button to export it anywhere where we want, either SD card or the disk of our PC. So now let me show you supports and infills. So I'll be using this file to show you the supports. So to change supports we have to go on print settings. Here we can find different options like layer height, which is by default set to 0.2 mm for good quality, but you can change it to 0.3 or even to 0.4, but you will compromise the quality of the print, but it will reduce the time of print. Now we have to go on skit and brim. Here we have to ensure that there is no brim type. Then we have to go on support material. Here we'll see an option named as style. Here we have three options: grid, snug and organic. Grid, the green part is the support. This is known as grid support. It is difficult to remove and it also consumes more filament and time. Snug. So you might wonder that it is the same thing. Grid and support are the same thing. But no, snug is more easier to remove and takes less time to print. And organic, or also known as tree support in different printers, it is the best to print and it also uses less space and less filament and less time. And it is also easy to remove. Now let me show you different types of infills. So I'll be using this file to show you infills. So to change infill we have to go on infill section. Here we'll see many infill options like rectilinear. To see what's printed, what will be printed inside the cube, we can adjust this slider. Now this is like rectilinear infill. Aligned rectilinear. Stars. Honeycomb. Three-D honeycomb. And many other like that. So, but to reduce time and to reduce the filament use, you can also choose this lightning infill. So as we saw that everywhere those patterns were printed, even in center where we don't need any infill. So to prevent the use of our filament, to prevent maximum use of our filament, we can just use these lightning infill. They will be printed only where support is needed. For example, I need support to print the top layer, so they are printed to provide support to the top layer only. They are not printed to just to fill up everything inside. So this is the best infill which I prefer to do long prints. Now this section is for speed. The default speed is 150 mm per second, but but the maximum speed is 250 mm per second. You can change it in this section: 250, 50, 50, 250, 250, 250, 100, 100%, 250, just like that. And to after doing so, you have to change here also. You have to change the max print speed also. Otherwise, your printer won't go above 150 or the speed mentioned in this box. So, for example, I want to print this cube. I'll simply click on Export G code. Now it will by default download it in downloads folder, but we don't want that. We want it to be downloaded in this SD card. So we can just navigate to this and click on save, or there is another option also by clicking on this export to SD card or flash drive option. By this it will by default navigate to this SD card, and here we can click on save. Now we'll see that a pop-up has shown up which shows exporting finished. Now we can simply take out the SD card from our PC and we can simply plug in our printer and put the SD card and start with our 3D print.